We are tidying up some loose ends right now, ladies and gentlemen, on what is the hottest show in the streets in terms of Alabama football talk. It's in my own words. You're live rocking with the best. Your man, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine. I am live in studios. We now dive into the final topic of conversation for this week's edition of shows. It's spring ball at the University of Alabama. Tie continuing with spring practice, and on Saturday we're looking at the first live action scrimmage at Bryant-Denny Stadium. This is a moment where Nick Saban can locate the leaders of the football team. He's looking to see who's playing fast, who's playing with purpose, who's playing with effort, who's playing with toughness, who's playing with intelligence on the field, and can make the minimum to no mistakes possible in terms of the live action. So, huge scrimmage for Nick Saban and the Crimson Tide, especially where the secondary is concerned. There is a direct correlation between Alabama's defensive backfield and winning national championships. Nick Saban made a lot of hires, quite a few hires this offseason. And though each one was good, though each one was marquee, there is one guy that Saban brought in for this 2019 staff that will be the most influential coach on the staff. The most influential, the most important hire made where this group of coaches are concerned, and that man is none other than Charles Kelly, of whom will serve the program as associate defensive coordinator and safeties coach. Kelly, at 51 years of age, a native of Ozark, Alabama, coming from the University of Tennessee, where he served as the safeties coach on Jeremy Pruitt's staff. He was also at Florida State, helping out Jeremy Pruitt, wearing multiple hats, including being a defensive coordinator over there. When Alabama has had that no-fly zone type secondary, when Todd has had a back five that can tackle well, that can press, that can play man, that can play zone, that can track the football, that can create turnovers, that can turn turnovers into touchdowns. Basically saying, when Alabama has had a big-time secondary, it has gone a long way into it winning a national championship. As important as the play of linebackers are at the capstone, the secondary just that important, if not more. And when I look at the coaches with the certain secondaries that have delivered Alabama national championships, first off, you look at Kirby Smart in 2009, defensive coordinator primarily with DBs, but 2009 season, 24 interceptions for Alabama, the most of the Nick Saban era. Mark Barron had 7 as a freshman. Javier Arenas had 5. Justin Woodall had 3. That 2009 team allowed 11.7 points per game, a completion percentage of 46.7%, and it allowed a passer rating of 86.65. Moving from Kirby Smart to Jeremy Pruitt, especially in the 2011 and 2012 seasons, him being the defensive backs coach. Both of those years combined, the Tide 31 interceptions. Clinton Diggs, Robert Lester, the main two guys with 4 picks apiece. The 2011 team that led the nation in all 5 major defensive categories gave up 8.2 points per game. The 2012 team gave up 10.9 points per contest for an average of 9.55 points per matchup combined in both seasons. The 2011 team gave up a completion percentage of 49.1, 2012, 54.7% for an average of 52%. In the 2011 season, Alabama allowed a passer rating of 83.69, and with Jeremy Pruitt coaching this defensive secondary, Alabama back-to-back national titles in 2011 and 2012. If you look at Mel Tucker, the guy that Crimson Tide got from the National Football League in 2015, Tucker helped the group record 19 interceptions. Eddie Jackson led the group with 6. Marlon Humphrey had 3. For 2015 unit, we're talking about an average of 15.1 points per game allowed, a completion percentage of 50.1% surrendered. And then 2017, you had Derek Ansley running the show. Secondary recorded 19 picks, or the defense itself recorded 19 interceptions with him. Mack Wilson had 4 at linebacker. In terms of the secondary, Levi Wallace had 3, and Ronnie Harrison had 3. The 2017 team allowed 11.9 points per game and a completion percentage of 54%. That group went on to win a college football playoff national championship. So you see the pattern here, whether it was Kirby Smart, Jeremy Pruitt, Mel Tucker, Derek Ansley. You got a defensive back-minded coach that knows what he's doing, and you put a secondary around him for him to mold, him to teach, him to instruct, him to develop, goes a long way in Alabama winning a national championship. And now you bring in Charles Kelly, who's got 20-plus years of experience in doing this as a defensive backs coach and as a defensive coordinator. And during his time at Florida State as a DC from 2014 to 2017, was a part of a national championship in 2013. But from 14 to 17, he tutored the likes of Derwin James, Jalen Ramsey, LaMarcus Joyner, and Tavares McFadden, all of which are in the National Football League. Both Ramsey and Derwin James were both first-round picks. Derwin James to the Los Angeles Chargers in the 2018 draft. Jalen Ramsey to the Jacksonville Jaguars, first round of the 2016 venue. LaMarcus Joyner went second round, 2014 venue to the St. Louis Rams. At that point in time now, they are the Los Angeles Rams. So, Kelly has an eye for developing talent, for growing talent, for recognizing the next level talent. So, him being able to have his hands on Shaheem Carter, on Xavier McKinney, Trayvon Diggs, Josh Jobe, Daniel Wright, and especially the likes of Jordan Battle, DeMarco Hellams, when they come in the summer, this is going to be huge. Nick Saban mentioned in one of his first couple of press conferences to start spring ball, for the longest of time, he wanted Charles Kelly as a defensive coordinator because he respects his recruiting acumen as a guy that knows the state of Alabama. He's coached in high schools in this state. He's had family members to coach in high schools in this state. He's got the community on lock, and that was one of the main things that concerned Nick Saban with last year's staff. Did not have that pull within the Alabama community. And when it comes to reestablishing the Alabama factor, you have to have those coaches that know this community. You bring a guy in like Charles Kelly, he knows the community, he's going to recruit the state, going to be very, very good. But putting him around this group of defensive backs and having him mold these guys will be pivotal in the Crimson Tide getting back to the college football playoff national championship, and most importantly, winning the ordeal. So Charles Kelly looking to be the most influential coach in terms of Alabama staff next season when you look at secondary having a direct correlation between in Alabama winning national championships. Folks, that's going to do it here for this edition of shows on In My Own Words. As always, ladies and gentlemen, you check out the Touchdown Alabama Magazine app. You download it, iPhone App Store if you're rocking Team Apple. Google Play if Team Android is your thing. We got the podcast options, as always, for In My Own Words, whether you're iTunes, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Google Play, Overcast.fm. As always, no excuse for you not to check out the hottest show on the streets. When we start next week's show, we dive into the five-man battle for free safety. Five-man battle for free safety. Who takes it? Who should we look out for? Who gets this job? That comes up next week. For all of us here at Touchdown Alabama Magazine, I'm your man Stephen Smith signing off. Till next time, it's in my own words.